We've all heard it. There's no place like home. And during the pandemic, where we live became so much more for many of us. It's where we work, educate our children, where we exercise, and where we restore ourselves. But imagine for a moment not having that safe space to come home to. On February 26th, thousands of us from across Canada will come together to walk, to raise money, to provide essential care and services for people experiencing homelessness, hurt, and hunger at the 2022 Coldest Night of the Year event. Here to tell us how we can all step outside the warmth and comfort of home and shine a light of welcome and compassion in our community is Elspeth Erickson, Resource Development and Communications Manager for the Island Crisis Care Society and the organizer for the Coldest Night of the Year Nanaimo event. Welcome, Elspeth.
Thank you so much, Jane, and thank you for having me here and for letting me talk about this exciting event. We're really happy to be here today, and we're so happy to be coordinating Coldest Night of the Year here in Nanaimo and in Oceanside Parksville this year. Thank you.
Okay, so Elspeth, let's start by, how about you give me an overview of the Coldest Night of the Year?
Absolutely. Coldest Night of the Year is a Canada-wide event. It's happening on February 26th this year, as you've said, in 167 communities across Canada. That's an amazing number. And each one of those communities is coming together as a community, as a team, as people who care to raise awareness and to raise funds for programs to do with people who have experienced homelessness in our self-same communities. It's a tremendous event. It's been going for a number of years. And here in Nanaimo, we're very excited to be starting our 11th year in Coldest Night. Island Crisis Care Society has the honor and privilege of being the coordinating agency here in Nanaimo and also in Oceanside, Parksville. And there we're entering our 8th year of doing Coldest Night of the Year. It's a wonderful event to come out and to really feel a little bit of the chill of winter and think about issues that affect us all in our community.
So, when you talk about the chill of winter, we don't normally, we call ourselves the Mediterranean of Canada. And
Yeah.
We're really blessed to have really great weather. But for anyone who's spent a night outside in Vancouver Island rain, and not to mention those crazy conditions we had between Christmas and New Year's, it's kind of a really stark reminder to a lot of us just how cold the nights are. And then
Absolutely.
when I think about rising costs of housing, business closures due to COVID, more and more people have become vulnerable, which means an even greater strain on available resources. So how does this event make a difference in our community?
Well, in a lot of ways, and I think you've really said it well to start with, that it is cold, or in BC, rain, through much of the winter months. We experience real chill and dampness, and on the rainiest night of the year, those of us who don't have to experience that have the opportunity to taste a little bit of that and to think about what it's like to be outside in the elements and to have nowhere to go. I think here in Nanaimo, we're very often reminded as we go around our city of the so many people who are very vulnerable to that kind of precarious housing and living rough on the streets. We see people frequently through our city, as we do through all of BC and through all of Canada, who don't have a place to go for the night. And so we see them hunkering down with sleeping bags or a piece of plastic, trying to make some semblance of comfort in a cold and rainy night. And so Coldest Night is really intended to make us really think about that a little bit more, to realize that it's not an out there reality, that in fact it's a very real situation for many people in our community who don't have the option of getting wet and then going back in under shelter to dry off and have a nice cup of tea, but really have to face the elements night after night after night in the cold and damp, and don't have anywhere to go. Now, here in Nanaimo and Oceanside, of course, there's lots of organizations that are trying to work together to make a difference. And it's a very encouraging thing about our communities that there are lots of people and organizations who see the reality that people face and want to make change, but the need is still so great. And so Coldest Night gives us the chance to remember that and to, as individuals and as teams and as a community, step forward and try to make a little teeny bit of difference to that reality for people.
So, Elspeth, the pandemic has sidelined so many fundraising activities over the past 2 years. How has it impacted your annual event?
That's a good question, Jane. And certainly I think all of us have felt the impacts of the pandemic and the difference that it's made on our opportunity to come together. For anyone who has been a follower of Coldest Night for a few years, you'll remember that last year we had high hopes that we would be able to meet in person, but we're unfortunately obliged to go to a virtual event. And so we were a bit nervous. What is a virtual event? What does that mean? Do I sit in front of my computer and do a Zoom walk? What does it mean? Well, no, it didn't mean that. Last year, it meant that you could just walk anytime during February. So teams still gathered and got together and did their fundraising and walked together whenever they wanted. And we opened it for the whole month of February. And what surprised us then was that despite the fact that we couldn't have an event on a day bringing everyone together, the enthusiasm was incredible. In fact, last year we got 120% of our intended goal because the community came out in droves. I think everyone really felt the desire to come together, even in small groups, but even more, we felt the real flavor of wanting to make a difference in the community. I think through the times that we've had in the last few years, people have realized that community is important and that our community is important. And so people came out in greater numbers than ever before. So this year we're having, we hope, still an in-person event, but because lots of people liked having a virtual event last year, we're also offering a virtual option. Again, that doesn't mean sitting and doing it by Zoom in front of your computer. It means going and walking at your own pace, on your own time, with your small group or on your own, anytime during February. So if you're busy on the 26th, you can still walk. If you feel like you don't want to be in a larger group, that's okay. You can still walk and you can still take part. And through that way, we can all, even more of us, be a part of what's an amazing opportunity for our community to come together.
I know you've got to have some fundraising goals for both communities. So what are your target goals for Nanaimo and Oceanside this year?
Well, because last year was such a wonderful surprise for us, seeing how the community wanted to come together and did come together and made such a difference. So we've set ourselves lofty goals for this year. Here in Nanaimo, we're aiming to raise $75,000. So that's $25,000 higher than our goal of last year. And in Oceanside Parksville, we're looking at $45,000. That's a lot of money for our community. And we're really excited to see that already people are coming together and we're coming closer to our goals. Just before we got on our call today, and I know this will be broadcast later in the month, so the numbers will change, but just before we got on the call, I looked at our numbers and we're already at 29% of our goal in Nanaimo and 21% in Parksville. And that's just going to increase as time goes on. We feel a real buzz of excitement this year, even more than last year. I think people are excited to be able to walk with flexibility, but also to come together. And we're very encouraged that we're going to be able to exceed our goals again.
So, Elspeth, the really important piece, how do people register? How do they get involved? How do they form a team?
Very good questions, Jane. And it's really easy. All anyone has to do is go to cnoy.org, location Nanaimo or location Oceanside Parksville, and sign up to register, to be a part of the team, to walk, or to form your own team. If you're a person that has lots of friends and you would like to gather a group together, be a team captain. Team captains are the lifeblood of what we do. You're the ralliers, and you're the ones that reach out to let other people know about the event. It's such a fun event. Lots of us want to let our friends know. And by doing that, we can make it an even bigger community impact.
Okay, and is there any minimum to join? Do people have to pay to sign up a team?
Absolutely not. Registration is completely free. You just go on. You create a team or you join the team of another friend. Set a goal of what you want to do in terms of fundraising. Let us know if you want to walk virtually or if you're going to come in person on the day, and you're good to go. And then you get a link, all your own, that you can send out to all your friends. This is a peer-to-peer event, so part of the excitement and fun of it is that you can share that information with your own friends, people that we don't know that want to be or might want to be part of the event. And you can also compete with your friends. If your best friend has a team, form your own and see if you can get a bigger fundraising goal than they do. We've seen that happen in organizations, in service clubs, with groups of friends, even among our own program team members. Having a little healthy competition makes it even more fun.
So you challenged me yesterday to form a team, and I made one today. So I'm looking forward.
Did you?
So I'll be challenging your team.
Okay, we're on. Sounds good. I will challenge you that we will beat each other's fundraising goals and have fun at the same time.
So tell us a little bit more about the Island Crisis Care Society. Why are you the backers of this community event?
Island Crisis Care Society, as I mentioned before, has been supporting and coordinating Coldest Night here in Nanaimo for 11 years and in Oceanside for 8. And we're one of many organizations across the country that are supporting Coldest Night in their communities, each one focused on programming to do with people who have experienced homelessness or precarious housing. So Island Crisis Care Society is a Nanaimo-based organization. We're really proud to be here. And we started just over 30 years ago with a very small program with people who saw the need and really wanted to make a difference here in our own community and just pulled up their sleeves and did that. And as time has gone on, the programs have grown as the need has grown. And so now we're proud to have 12 programs across 7 different sites in Nanaimo and in Oceanside. And each one of those programs is intended to reach out to support people who have experienced precarious housing and homelessness at different points on their journey. Some are drop-in programs where people just can come in for a night and be safe and feel like they're human again and that someone cares about them. Others are longer-term supportive housing where people can have a place to stay that's secure and they have support coming in, people who care about them, who can help them make a difference. And others are programs to help people transition into independence with rent subsidies and a new program that we're very proud of called Project Rise, which is intended to help people who are really ready to move into independence, get some pre-employment skills training and then have 8-week work placements to get them back on their feet and help them move back into independence.
Okay, so we've only got a couple of minutes left, Elspeth. So I really wanted to think about, people are tired of COVID and we're looking for ways to give back to our community and have fun at the same time. Now, you and I are both wearing these really cool yellow toques.
Beautiful toques.
And you bill this as a family friend event. So what makes it so?
Well, it's a chance for us to come together in the community from all parts of the community. I think very often we look at issues of homelessness in our community and we think, that's a great big issue. I don't know what to do. Well, this is a way that we can make a difference. Each one of us has friends that we can call and say, hey, let's get together. Let's raise a few funds that can go to something good. And let's walk together and have some fun and address an issue that by ourselves we can't tackle, but together we can make a dent in. I think the opportunity to come together in that way is powerful for our community, and the story is powerful. I think the theme this year also resonates with so many people. So the theme of Coldest Night changes each year, as do the beautiful toques that are part of the celebration. The theme this year is a cardboard box. It's just a little box. This is not a moving box, but it's this kind of idea. Often many of us have experienced moving from house to house, and it's difficult. It's something that none of us particularly enjoy, packing our things in a box and moving to a new place and unpacking again. But Coldest Night gives us the opportunity to stand in someone else's shoes for a moment and think about people who have to put their whole lives into a box, all of their belongings, and this may be all that they have. Wow. Coming together in Coldest Night and walking, we can make a difference to that.
Well, Elspeth, thank you so much for the incredible work that you do and for getting us out of this house and raising our community spirit in such a great way. So whether you want to walk as an individual, join a team, create one of your own, or pledge support to someone else who can walk, everyone in this community has the ability to make a difference. Thank you, Hajka. I'm Jane Vinet, community volunteer with Shatini.